Hey, so I am back, and today I'm gonna share with you guys about some beauty products that I've found that I really like. And I'm excited to share with you. But first, I'm gonna kind of give you guys a little disclaimer about this. I just want to be honest and tell you that some of these products have been sent to me. They have not been things that I've actually bought. But here's the thing. I'm really clear with the companies that I work with, that I, work out deals with, that if it's not something I end up liking or using, I send it back and I don't share about it. So I just want you guys to know that, up front, that yes, these might have been sent to me for free, but I would never tell you guys to use something that I don't use or that I don't like. So I only share about things I love. So that being said, I'm going to start with Beaming White, the teeth whitening that I did, and I posted about this on Instagram. This is really great. So I actually did a bunch of research about teeth whitening. I did it when I was in college, and it was, I did it in the winter, and it was so painful. Like, I couldn't open my mouth for a couple months when I was outside because of the cold would affect my teeth just from breathing. So ever since, I've been kind of freaked out about whitening my teeth, but it came to a point where I just had to do something. And I figured there's probably better technology out there in the last 15 years than when I used it back then. So sure enough, I came across Beaming White and I reached out to them, and they've been really great. So they sent me this. This is their deluxe home whitening system. So what it comes with is these trays. And when I did it in college, it was pretty expensive. It was a couple $100s, and you would go and to the dentist and get a teeth tray fitted for you, and then it would be sent. Well, this actually comes with trays, but you don't have to go into a dentist and wait. So the way that they work is that you boil water and then you take it off for a minute, and then you stick these in, and you kind of wait for them to get a little wilty. You'll kind of see them and then take them out. They won't be hot, if you shake the water off. And then you put them in your mouth right away, and you kind of just bite down and kind of hold with your teeth. I do it one at a time. I don't do them both. So I did the top ones first, kind of hold, push into your teeth. Make sure, especially here in the front, because this is the teeth that you want whitened. It doesn't really matter about the back, but kind of make sure you're pressing into all your kind of creases in your teeth. And it works great. And if you do it one time and you realized, ooh, I don't think I left it in the water long enough, because that happened to me, it's fine, because you just put it back in the water again and then remold. And I thought that was a really great way to do it. And then once you're done making your trays, or kind of making the molds, you can cut this part off, obviously, because you don't want those once you start doing your teeth whitening. And then it comes with this really great case to store them in that has holes. So, because once you're done using them, you want to rinse them off and kind of shake them out, air dry them as much as possible, and then put them in here to let them air dry, but then it also kind of protects them from getting anything on them. So once you have your tray, then you'll put, this is the whitening gel. So it's dental grade peroxide. So be careful with it. It's not just something that's, it's safe, but it's not something you want to just be letting your kids get into or anything like that. So the way that I found worked best for me, actually, is I have this little, it was a leftover makeup brush that I don't use. I put a little bead, because you don't want to put on too much. I made that mistake the first time. I put on too much, and it really irritated my gums, because I put it on, and then all the excess gel kind of spread up onto my gums and sat there, and it was pretty painful. So you just want to make sure that you're putting enough on to cover your tooth, but not too much to where it's spilling out over the top. If it does do that, take it out, wipe that off, rinse it off, and start over again. But so I would just, with each one of these indentations of teeth, because these are the ones that I wanted whitened, right here, put just a tiny little bead on the front, because it doesn't matter about the back of your teeth. And then I took my little brush and I just kind of like painted that bead, because the consistency of it is like gel. So it's not like, it kind of wants to stick together. So you kind of have to put it where you want it. I kind of just like painted the tray. And I just found that that worked a lot better for me as far as not putting on too much, but yet still getting good coverage. Another thing you could do is actually paint your teeth and then put the tray in. And so then you put that on. So brush your teeth first. And actually, if you are planning to get your teeth whitened, wait and do this until after you get your teeth whitened, teeth cleaned. If you're going to the dentist anytime soon, getting them cleaned, this will take effect a lot better if your teeth are really clean. So you brush them, put the trays on, and then you leave them for an hour. They also have an additional step, which I used. It actually helps. It's a blue light. So once your trays are in, you slide this underneath your lips on top of the trays and you leave it on. So it's like pretty funny. You look pretty ridiculous, but it's great, and it will speed up the process of the whitening. So yeah, I mean, they say to leave it in for an hour. Obviously, I did the best I could. Not every time could I do like a full hour, like 45 minutes to an hour. And then once you're done, you take it out, rinse out your tray, and then you can brush your teeth. But yeah, so you can do it from 5 to 10 days, depending on the shade of whitening that you wanted to do. Because I didn't do too much, like, Charlotte's up. Because I didn't like want to do too much product on mine. Mine probably took a little bit longer, and I was worried about the sensitivity thing. So I did just the full 10 days because I felt like that was a little bit safer for me. But I know people who have found like amazing results in just like 5 days. So the other thing, sorry, she's still crying, but don't worry. Jason's here. He's getting her. She's probably just mad that it's not me getting her up. So the other product that they have that I recommend, if you don't want the commitment of doing like a full 10 days with a tray in your mouth for an hour every day, because I know that's kind of like daunting, is the tooth whitening pen that they have, which is really inexpensive. I mean, I think it like comes to like under $10 once you use my like discount code. So it's the same kind of gel. I don't think it's as like strong. And then you just kind of click it up, and then you actually paint your teeth, and you leave it on. I think you kind of like rinse it out after like a couple minutes, and then you don't eat or drink anything for an hour. So that was good. I even had like a couple spots because I didn't really like pay attention really. I think if I were to do it a second time, I would do things a little bit differently, especially with my tray and the molding. But hopefully you guys can avoid that. You can learn from me. But I actually used this on some spots that I thought could get a little bit whiter. So I thought this is a really great thing to have. And I'll plan on using this as like touch up in like a year or two. So I'll only do the full trays like every couple years, but then this will be really great in between. And another product they have is their Daily White. It's like a micro foam, so it's cleansing, or like it cleans and it whitens. So it's a foam that you put on a dry toothbrush, and you brush it onto your teeth for about a minute or two, and then you leave it on for like a couple minutes, I think. And then you spit it out without using water, and then don't eat or drink anything for like 15 minutes. So I've also just been like using this daily because it actually like cleans better than toothpaste a lot of times. So I'll use this like either in the morning or at night. And then something that I found like that really worked for me, for those of you who have sensitive teeth who are worried about this, like me, I had read that you should try using Sensodyne, and I don't know why I had never thought of this, because I have sensitive teeth like regardless of whether or not I'm whitening. Like even to have ice cream sometimes it's like painful for me. So for whatever reason I just thought of Sensodyne as like old people toothpaste. Like I don't know, but it's really just for anyone who has sensitive teeth, and it helps build up your enamel. And so I've been using this through the whole process, and it's really helped, and I really like it. So I would suggest that even to those of you who are not planning on whitening your teeth. But the real reason that I was sold on this system is because it comes with an additional step, which I haven't started yet because I was still trying out the other products. You really shouldn't start this until you're done with all the whitening. But it's a desensitizing gel. So after you've whitened, it helps build back up that enamel. And so you do it for another week using your same trays. And I just think that's so great. And I had heard such good results from people, especially people with sensitive teeth, specifically about, that process kind of making a big difference. So that is my teeth whitening, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm going to, down below, I'll link the website, and then I'll also give you guys my coupon code. So it's still good. It's Carla in all caps 80, and you get 80% off any products on their website, which is a really amazing deal. I'm really happy that they are letting me share that. So I think that will be good for another week or two. But yeah, so get it while you can. I think that makes it like under 30, I think it's like under $40, maybe even under $30, which is a pretty great deal. A lot of the things I had looked into were well over $100 for the same kind of kit. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is Bloke. They are a super fun company so they have body scrubs and hair masks, and then chapstick. And I've used all of them, and I love all of them. They're all natural. I love the packaging. It's just like really simple and clean. So I'll start with the body scrub. I'm like obsessed with this stuff. So this one is coffee sweet orange. I wish you guys could smell it. It's so great. Like for those of you who like coffee, I'm actually not a coffee drinker. Like my husband jokes and says that I'm like a social coffee drinker because I'll just like have a drink every once in a while if I'm out with my girlfriends or whatever, but I don't like need coffee like some people do. But I love the smell of it. And so this just kind of has like a sweet coffee smell, and it's like a, kind of like a sand almost like consistency and texture. So it's good for your face and your body, which I think is really great. I tend to do it and use it when I'm in the bathtub. So you just, I would suggest washing your makeup off first, and however you normally do that. And then with a damp face, then take just like a little bit of this and kind of like rub it in a circular motion along your face or body, like wherever you want to use it on your body. And then you leave it for like 5 to 10 minutes, and it's so great. It will leave your skin just like feeling really kind of not only clean and like soft, but kind of feeling energized, which was so great. So their hair treatment I just used this week, which was great because I had a photo shoot that kind of left my hair a little wanting. And plus I'm planning to go a lot lighter with my hair this summer, which I'm really excited about, but I'm a little worried about damaging it too much to where it starts to fall out or whatever. So I'm just trying to build up the hydration as much as possible. So I plan to use this a lot. I mean, you can use this, 2 to 3 times a week. So as my hair is right now, I don't really need that necessarily, but so the way that I ended up doing it and working, so they suggest putting this in the refrigerator for like 30 minutes. So it's mostly coconut oil. So it's coconut oil, almond oil, sweet orange oil. And so it's kind of like, if any of you guys have coconut oil, you know how it can be. Like it can be either really runny if it gets like any warmer than room temperature, or it can become like rock hard if it's any colder than room temperature. You want it like right, like perfect kind of consistency. Otherwise it's really runny and you'll end up wasting a lot of it just because it will be so drippy. So if you put it in for 30 minutes, it kind of comes out a little bit thicker than lotion, which I found was perfect. I put it in for too long the first time. I left it in overnight and it was like rock hard. So I had to wait a day. So the 30 minutes is like perfect amount of time. So if you can think about it and plan it, if you're going to do it at night, maybe like stick it in when you're doing dinner you know, and like take it out and do it after dinner. I found that it was best for me to just kind of focus on my ends. If you have a dry scalp or like dry hair all over, then put it all over. But for me, I don't tend to have that issue. So I just kind of focused on the ends just to make sure it didn't make my hair too greasy, because I have done hair masks before and that ends up happening. And then it takes me like 2 or 3 washes to get it back to normal. So you don't want that. So just focus on whatever is dry for you. So for me, it was just the ends, and you leave it on for like 30 to 45 minutes. I left it on, or more, depending on what you need. I left it on for the 45, and if you have a hair, like a shower cap, that works really good. But I actually just used a towel. I just wrapped my hair up to kind of just like keep it off my neck, and like, so it didn't make a mess or anything. And then I just washed it as normal, and it was really great. It feels really good. So I'm so happy to find this. I love the smell of it. I love that. I just love their company. And these, I mean, their products are really inexpensive. I'm pretty sure the scrubs are like under 15, and same with this. Like, so, and they run sales all the time. I would suggest following them on Instagram. They have like an adorable account. Really like fun and happy and bright and cute, great photography. So, and then the other thing I love of theirs is their chapstick, their cinnamon. So it's actually a lip plumper because it actually has cinnamon extract in it. And so for any of you who like have come in contact with cinnamon, like the extract, it will like kind of like bring the blood to the surface. And so it works really great on your lips because it kind of like makes them flush, and then it kind of plumps them up. And then this one hydrates too. And like, I just love their packaging. It's really simple, like biodegradable, like just really great. So I keep this in my bag and use it all the time. So there's that. So yeah, I love Bloke. The next thing I was going to talk about is biotin. I started taking it. People had been telling me about it forever, like, because my hair was falling out after I had Charlotte, and that like it just kind of changes like after you have kids, and it kind of takes a little while to get it back to normal, or sometimes it doesn't even come back to normal. So my issue with my hair, I mean, I love it, but it kind of hits a certain length and then it doesn't grow any longer. And I've kind of just been wanting to grow my hair out longer to just see how long it will go. And it just like, even if I don't cut it or whatever, it just kind of like hits a certain length. So I had heard that I should try biotin for lots of, you know, different reasons. It's, yeah, it's all natural. I mean, it's a dietary supplement. So, but it's really great after you've had kids, or really any kind of, like if you want your hair to grow, whatever. So one of the reasons it took me so long to get it is because I thought it was something that I had to like go to a health food store for. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe it's just because I wanted to get something that I knew was safe and natural or whatever. But what I ended up doing is just ordering it on Amazon like one night, which I don't know. We have Amazon Prime, and I'm kind of addicted to like anything I can get on there is what I will do because it's the free like 2-day shipping. So great. So I ended up ordering this one's from, I don't even know, but I'll link it below, like the one that I ended up getting. It's working out great. I'm sure there are probably better ones out there, whatever, but this one was $10. So I've been using it for probably about 6 weeks, and I can already tell like my hair isn't falling out like it was, and it's actually growing. So that was pretty exciting for me. So that's just a kind of a little trick. I know there are other products out there that have biotin and additional things, you know, like vitamin A or vitamin E or something, you know, like to help like your hair even more. I haven't tried any of those, but I know that they're usually a lot more expensive. So for this, for like under $10 is pretty great. And then the other thing that I wanted to share about is Prost. I don't know if you guys have heard about it or not. So another thing that I had kind of been wanting to do was see if I could lengthen and thicken my eyelashes. And I mean, I have pretty good eyelashes. They're light, so I have to put mascara on them, but I was kind of just curious, and I had, of course, heard of Latisse, but it's super expensive. It's like a couple $100, I think, which just seemed a little bit much for me to spend on that. to be honest. But so my makeup artist, Bryn, who I love and trust, she told me about Prost. So it is actually the generic form of Latisse that has like been on the market for a little while. So I guess, and like, I don't know, I'll do my best like explaining this, and I might be totally wrong and you guys can call me out on it, and that's totally fine. But from what I've heard, Latisse was originally for patients with glaucoma. And what they found is one of the side effects was that it made their eyelashes grow. And so they then kind of realized, oh, like this would be helpful in other ways too. So then they kind of branded it, whatever, into Latisse. And I think they kind of focused mostly on like cancer patients, like people who had lost their hair for different things. But now it's kind of catching on to like anyone who wants their eyelashes to be better is buying it up. And then, of course, just like any other drug, eventually over time, a generic comes along, and which is much cheaper. So this is like $24 to $30, which is pretty amazing. I've been using it now for about 6 weeks, and I'm starting to see results. It does take 6 to 8 weeks to see results, so you have to like kind of faithfully put it on, every night until you start seeing results, and then it will kind of plateau. From what I've heard, it will plateau as far as what you're capable of doing or growing or whatever. And then you can kind of back off and just do it to maintain like every 2 or 3 times a week. So what it is, it's just, I just got like tiny, like 3 milliliters. It was like mine was like $20 or $24, somewhere in there. And it comes with this tiny little brush, and it's like an eyedropper. So the nice thing about this is because it was made for patients with glaucoma, it's safe to be in your eye. Now, I have heard that there are a few cases of people who have light eyes, that if it gets in your eye too much, that it can change your eye color, but that if you stop using the product, that it will go back. So, I don't really know anything about that, and it didn't worry me, obviously, because I have dark eyes already. That's just like something that you should know and look into if that at all would concern you. But if you just make sure that you don't get it into your eye, like I've found you really don't need to use a lot, like just hardly any. In fact, I'll kind of just like tip it like that to get like a little bit of a drip, and kind of just like tap the brush on it and then like paint it on. Well, so I was at my girl getting my eyebrows done, and she told me that it actually works on eyebrows too. So I've started putting it on my eyebrows to help them kind of like grow in. Again, like I obviously have like pretty thick eyebrows, but like, I've never had issues with my eyebrows other than they're too thick. So I tend to overpluck. So I do have like certain patches that like aren't growing back or whatever, but I've heard that this actually will work to help like grow in like your eyebrows, which is pretty exciting too. So I do a little bit on my eyebrow, again, not too much, and then like a little bit on my eyelash line, like above the hair. And it's kind of almost has like a little bit of like a greasy kind of texture to it. So it does go a lot farther than you think it's going to go. So just be careful as far as like, you'll kind of learn, because the first few times I used it, I was like, oh yeah, it definitely got in my eye, even though I didn't think I used a lot. So just kind of go easy on it. And then I just don't really paint like in here. I just kind of start here, because this is the area where I really want my eyelashes to grow. And then I just do it right before bed, and then I just go to sleep. It's kind of like my last step after I wash my face and everything. But even on days that I've forgotten, like, or haven't been able to do it one night, and the next morning, I even just like put it on over my eyeliner or whatever. Like, it will still work. Obviously, it's probably best on clean skin, but yeah. So, and like some people will try to sell you like a bunch of brushes, and really, if you're just using it on your own eye, it's the same as any other kind of makeup brush. Just make sure you wash it every couple weeks or whatever, but like it's safe to like put on yourself. Like some people will try to kind of scam you into like buying a bunch of disposable brushes, like that it's not safe to use over and over again on your eye, and I just think that's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, that's like pretty exciting. So, and yeah, mine have definitely been like coming in a little bit thicker and like longer. So I'm excited to see how much more they will kind of thicken up and grow. So the last thing that I'll tell you guys about, so like I'd mentioned, I had gone to my eyebrow girl. So this is something new for me. So I went to an eyebrow specialist last week, and she doesn't just like pluck or like wax your eyebrows. She actually kind of like teaches you what the shape of your eyebrow should be. So she'll fill it in for you and kind of teach you how to fill in your eyebrows if they're not like to where they need to be. So I'm kind of working on growing mine so that I can get kind of the shape down. And then, yeah, she's so amazing. If you guys are here in Salt Lake, you should definitely check out Whitney at Trilogy Medical Center. She's an artist. Like, she's seriously so good, and she taught me a lot. So it was kind of good to hear, because I always hear, you know, like I know I have like bigger, thicker, darker eyebrows, but I always thought that was kind of like a bad thing, especially growing up. And so like to just hear her say like, no, grow them in. And like she tries to keep them as natural as possible, but then like with the natural arc. And so anyways, I found that, you know, even though I don't have to like draw on my eyebrow, which I know some people do and they use the powder or whatever, my issue was more just like I have certain patches that aren't as dark as the others. So the thing that I found that has worked really great is the Gimme Brow from Benefit. And it's kind of like a mascara for your eyebrows. So it's a dark brown. It has like a little wand. And I kind of just like paint it on, and not only does it kind of hold it down, so for those of you like me who have like longer eyebrows and you kind of want to keep them in place and not like have them like scary, this works really great. And then it also kind of like darkens up those patches to kind of like even them out. I found this to be really helpful because I tried the powder and I didn't really feel as if it was like helping with what I specifically needed. For as far as filling in and things like that. So that's that. And so that's all today. I know I had mentioned over the weekend that I wanted to do a tutorial of my half ups, which I just like washed my hair. So of course I don't really do half ups or all ups until my hair is dirty. So we'll wait another day or two to do that. But yeah, I will hopefully be able to do that by the end of this week. I know I'm terrible at saying I'm going to do something and then like not following through. Oh, sorry. No, I'll do my best. It always just kind of depends on scheduling in Charlotte and things like that. So, but if I don't do it this week, I'll definitely try and do that in the next couple weeks. So let me know if you guys have any questions or if you have, you know, any suggestions of videos you'd like to see. Again, I'll link all this stuff down below so you guys can find it easily. Thanks again for checking in and listen to me jabber for like half an hour. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.